Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the Canyon. Welcome back to we're excited. Why are we excited? We're tire testing. Not just that. And not just that. Even more than that is, it has been a long, hot minute since we got to do a proper Junkview. Yes, I acknowledge that Slick Rock is the determiner, the determinator, who tells us, is it a quick view, is it a junk view? But today, we have what is definitely a fake KLR. Like the original, the little class 1 says KLR, but in a, not just class 2. I've not put it in the slider yet, but if the sidewall is to be believed, 4.8. This is a class 3 size. We have tested other tires of this sort of tread pattern and arrangement, but never the Jolikar, never this one specifically. I can tell you this. They smell super weird. So there's sort of a botanical smell. There's like a rubber underneath, like if somebody left some cruciferous vegetables in with the swim fins. It's kind of what they smell like. They smell odd. They are non-belted, non-ribbed, but fairly thick and almost. We're getting a little bit of tack, but they are reasonably hard. They definitely fall into the category of we decided as a group that the test is done on Canyon Customs. This is a medium. I do 2 mediums and 2 softs. The softs are 2 wraps of fridge foam. This is what goes in a rear. I've already mounted the 2 fronts. We're going to mount a rear here. And I can tell you right now, mounting them on the traditional set of good old Anjoras, the orangies, which are approaching the end of their service life. They're getting kind of galled out. These are about to get retired from testing service. Then they just move into the position of we'll find something to mount them on, or we will move them on down the road, because they've been, if you've been around the channel, you've seen this set of gold on gold get mounted and unmounted. There have been more than a few tires on these. These feel like the rubber feels firm, more firm than we'd want it to be. And also, we have the very unscientific, the quasi-science here, the pseudoscience of, if you can Starsky and Hutch it, that generally does not bode well for a tire. For frame of reference, J-Concepts Tusk. So, I mean, most tires of name, they make no noise. So when you get this, it doesn't mean more traction. Oh, it's actually we're actually leaving some stripes on there. It means that I'm excited, because we may indeed be in the midst of a Junkview. We don't know it yet. We don't know it yet. Now, why I am definitively leaning more towards Junkview is the first tire mounted. Definitely no juice. There's a reasonably shaped lip, but the lip isn't very deep. So the first one mounted no problem. You can see it just drops right in. Tire 2 popped a front bead, then it popped a back bead, then it popped a front bead, I think 5 times mounting it. Generally, we can sort of safely say, and like, I can touch them together. It is generally very easy to mount any tire that is on a Canyon Custom. And I had to go so far as to like just touch thread. And then I think when I set it down like that, it released up enough. I go in instead of a crisscross, we go in a triangle. It looks like this one is going to go easy on me and make me look like I know what I'm doing. That's where we like to be. The Jolikar. We're $26 for the set of 4. And I used to have a $25 cutoff. The number of $25 tires on Amazon now is dwindling rapidly. Someone had put in a request for me to test the Hobby Park Super Swamper. And the only way to buy them is to get them bundled with some alloy wheels, because if you don't get them bundled with alloy wheels, the cheapest I have seen them is $40 a set. I'm not doing $40 a set for Amazon tires because there's always these looming in the background, and if you don't like that, there's Fusks looming in the background. These are the kings of Amazon tires: the Mix Racing Fake Tusk, the Fusk, and the Jolikar pin. So far, honestly, we haven't found anything else worth buying at all. It is those two, and thus ends the list. I do not expect that to change today. This is how we fill the skewers, and I do need to point out, this is the condition of the foams that come out of the tires. And I was like, that is really creased. And they had also pinched that one in a beadlock ring. Where did the other ones go? This was the best one. It was torn. It was already torn inside the tire. And I don't know if it's age. I don't know what it is. But I said that this one was also pinched in the beadlock ring. I said, if you're creased that much, it's probably an overstuff. So we did the old heat gun trick. Hey-oh! The foam should not be 10 millimeters taller than the tire. Because you got to remember, we've got about probably 10 millimeters of tread. Then we have the thickness of the carcass, 1.8 millimeters in this case, which is thick. And it's uniform. The sidewall and the tread belt are about the same thickness. So this insert should actually be a little smaller than this insert. So this is a little overstuffed in here. I popped one in. This is just an Element stock memory foam. It's close, but it's a better fit. These do fit perfectly with these guys. They just go right in there. Pop right in. But in testing purposes, we use the Canyon Customs front and rear. Before we grab the gentleman at hand. So they are saying 47, oh, that's the wheel size, 122 by 42. Well, it looks like more than 42, but that's just me. It's 118. It's a 475. And it is 47, which is pretty typical. That's going to put it pretty much, yeah. I mean, almost indistinguishable. Yeah, when you go like this, just the lug. And this is not a real one. This is a fake one. Hopes are not super high for overall performance potential. Where the hopes are high is that, oh man, it's been too long since we had a Junkview. They are fake KLRs, fake OT6 KLRs, but I don't think there's a KLR non-M with the short lug, not the big lug. I don't think there's a short lug KLR this size in a proper class 2, and these are definitely class 2. They are not even close on the sidewall. 122 by 42, significantly closer to 118 by 47. And as we get these mounted, I want to make a side mention here. A, this is a working man. B, for those following along, these are the fake Dravtex rebuilt with Traxxas innards. And they've been on here a little bit. I think we've got 2 tests under the belt. They do not appear to have lost a single drop of oil. They're holding oil pretty well. There's no, I mean, there would definitely be smudge up here in the front, and they are clean. And I am currently running a set of 10 Pro shocks on another vehicle that have also been rebuilt with Traxxas seals, and I am less happy to report that the 10 Pro Shocks rebuilt with better, I'm sorry, not with Trexa seals, with Desert Lizard seals, I can report that those are leaking not badly, but certainly more than you would want them to. We don't want them to leak at all, but when shocks are $50 a pair, you would anticipate that they don't leak at all. And they are definitely leaking. These shock shafts are usually pretty dirty, and the bottom couple of millimeters of the shaft are usually, they don't go all the way into the body, so they are very crusty down there from the oil getting cycled out. And much like these shocks, they are also run upside down, so they should be leaking they should be losing oil minimally. They shouldn't be losing oil at all. Well, I mean, every shock loses oil. It's an open system, but they shouldn't be losing oil at all for what they cost. So, as these are a proper Class 2, and this is a Class 2 man, this is what he does. He tests Class 1s too. But so long as a tire is under about 5 inches, this is your man. We'll get the body pinned on the rest of the way, trying not to stick my elbow into the camera, and we will go out and test the Jolikar, which, honestly, I make no forecasts, but about the tire itself. But I do make a forecast on one level, and that level is this: if these tires defy my expectation and they just scale up the front of Slick Rock, I'm going to be kind of bummed. I want to see some wheel spinning. More than above and beyond that, I want to hear some wheel spinning. Wait, can we? I want that, but more. These are so big. Actually, though, here's the thing. They're not. This one's. Oh, I didn't even notice that this one's ripped all the way open. They are pretty close to an approximation of a real foam. They are just like this would fit in a bogger. These are way too big. This foam is like 125. It's way, way, way too big. It should be like 108. So I am looking forward to these tires not being good, because it's been too long. I think, what? Do we have one set since the Chanmus, which were truly terrible? We need more truly terrible tires. I'm here to take that bullet for you so you don't accidentally say, hey, those look just like KLRs. I'll grab a set of those. I don't want to, it's impossible. If you test enough tires, I have a number in my head. I think this is going to be I think I have the number, or approximate to the number. And there are too many. Last thing we tested were Canyon RTs, which got a 94.9. We're not going to be on the same planet as a 94.9 today. So we haven't Junkviewed in a while. What? I'll tell you right now. I'll stake my lack of reputation on it. If these aren't a Junkview, I will be absolutely floored. I was hoping I could recreate after the drive back, but I couldn't. I used cruise control, and when I pulled it off of cruise control, the tires went boop. I got a little tire chirp out of them. So I'm hoping it translates onto the rock. There it is. Oh, listen to that sweet, delicious lug noise. Some nice judder there. There we go. Yeah, it's not the worst. It's not the worst. It's not great. Is it better than I thought it would be? No. Let's see if we can. Well, okay. I take that back. I don't know yet. It's pretty bad. Ooh. I have a tentative number early on. If you can pass the cruise control test, you know you don't have a lot of grip. See if we can wiggle it a little bit. See? Right? Yeah, see? Listen here. Let's see actual maneuverability here. Yeah, it's not terrible. Can that come back across? Hey! It's not bad. I mean, it's bad. But here's the thing. This tire has gained a soft spot, a warm little nook in the crannies of my heart because I'm writing down Jolikar. That's what Jolikar with a K. Slick Rock is a 7.8. For those who are unfamiliar or can't remember because it's been so long since we've done a Junkview, this is a 7.8 in Junkview scoring, which means if this were quick view scoring, we would just throw the tire away. A 7.8, a 7.5 means you can barely do the task at hand, but you do it. And a 5 means you didn't do it at all. So in the insane scoring system of the Canyon, there's basically nothing between a 5 and a 7.5. 5 is failing, 7.5 is a D, and then you just move up from there. What I say, 7.8? Yeah. It seems fair. So now, I think ponderous thoughts. I wonder to myself, what are going to be the standouts? Like, what is this going to be good at? It might give us a flyer score on side hill. It might give us a score on self-right. I don't know. I think what it has is an amount of traction that is in the terrible, what's the opposite of the butter zone? It has an amount of traction, and this is very subjective here. I am no great fan of horseradish. It has an amount of traction in the horseradish zone, which is, we made that, right? we did it did the thing, but it doesn't do the thing well. And these tires, the Jolikar, they cost the exact same amount of money as a set of Fusks or a set of comp pins. So they've already lost. We are in academia now. Yeah. Yeah. Baseline is a G. He will, if there's any possibility of him self-righting, he's going to take it on himself. Oh. 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 Oh, no. Oh, hey, all right. Yeah, that little, little puff through. You know what? I'm going to throw a 10th at it. I'm going to throw it easy now. Yeah. Canyon Insert is helping out a lot right here. I had dreams. I had momentary dreams of a no math. We're not getting a no math. You know what? Junkview scoring, I'm going to give that an 8.1. It's not great, but it is also, sadly, on some level, not the worst we've ever seen. At a small, dark corner of my mind, tacitly, or perhaps not tacitly, hoping for like a 79 total. I think these are going to surprise us at least once. And I don't think we're going to end up with a 79 because, I mean, although there is the opportunity to throw out some 5s, they're firm, and a hard tire is going to do well here on the side hill, because the side hill, we're hoping for grip and slip. It's just, is it going to be too much slip relative to grip? That rear end is pretty much falling away, but Huh? What? Yeah, it will not put that front end down. Okay, come back over and try it again. Whee! It is not predictable. It is not predictable because they are firm enough to hold the side hill, but they don't. The compound just doesn't have grip. It's too hard. Could be a trail tire, but why? Like, why would you? Except maybe wear purposes. If you're a person that can wear down some tires, I don't think you're gonna. Whoa, Nelly. Ooh, okay. We don't count. Okay, so Yella's, the transition at the end of the side hill is an opportunity for bonus points to go above the 7.5. The vehicle can do this. And honestly, right in there, not bad. Like, certainly not the worst. We can turn up, we can get a little something out of it. We can turn down and not just fall off the side hill. We come close, but we don't do it. But getting out of the 7s is going to require this transition. So we'll go high cut, trying not to hang the C-hub. This has been a technique we've had to employ in the past, and there we go. Drive to the tire. Use that overwhelming firmness of the tire to get another... I'm going to go 7.8 again because, I don't know, I feel like it. Honestly, I would rather see an 80 in a Junkview, which is not good, before I would rather see an 85 in a Quick View. Because that means as a junk tire, it's doing okay. It does not really respond very well to very low throttle. It's also, despite the chevron pattern of the tread block, it's also a bit unpredictable at more throttle input. That wasn't bad. Come across. Yeah, you feel like, the bucket's full of water, I can see now. Yeah, I wasn't terrible. You kind of always feel like you're either using too much throttle or not enough throttle. Oh, that just died. Oop, come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Nah. It is what it is, man. I don't know what it is. We're going to chalk some of those points up to compound. Compound is clearly playing a role here. Carcassal thickness. The actual thickness of the carcass below the lug. These tires are too thick. And I think they would last a long, long time. But you're exchanging, this is like you see like an OE tire on a like a car you would go get out in the real world. You buy a car and it's going to come with some like Bridgestone high mileage, and you look at the sidewall and the tread wear rating is 800, and you go, oh my god, I hope it never rains. So that is what these are. These are going to 5 it on the wet. I'm almost positive. I can't imagine them not 5ing it on the wet. At the Beast, we're gonna go back and forth. Honestly, in Junkview scoring, that's an 8-1. It did all the things, and it didn't do them as badly as others have done. So we're gonna throw 0.3 of a point there. And I have there's a great short story by Edgar Allan Poe, or it's more of a, like, what do they call it, like a treatise where he talks about stuff called The Imp of the Perverse, where we have a little thing that's inside of us that makes us want to do things that we know will harm us in some way. But there's that the Bjork song where she throws things off the cliff. She wonders what her body would sound like slamming against those rocks. That kind of thing. Why that is relevant is, God, I just want to drive into it. That water's a foot deep, and I just want to send, I just want to send it. But instead of sending it, what we're going to opt for instead is, we're going to drive right by that. We're going to avoid that puddle too. We're going to head over to the next spot. We've got a fairly prominent side lug paired with a middling amount of forward drive, but you never know, man. Well, I mean, you never know, but you never completely don't know. Is that triple negative? We did it. We did it. Now we got to push around. Woof. Honestly, when they side load, they get really stucky. Whee! Oy! Yeah, there is a there is a distinct lack of control going on here. You don't feel like it's you. You feel like the tire is going to take you where the tire wants to take you, and stuff like this. Yeah. Like, I had already let go of the throttle, and then it was like, oh, whee, and it shot forward again. It's iffy. Man, it's iffy. Oh, yeah, come on. There's a very particular part of the throttle band where the Jolikar are happy living. And it's probably not the part of the throttle band that you'll be happy living in. But here we are, us and Jolikar. And I think in no small part due to the relative hardness of the compound, these tires aren't picking up or loading up at all. Again, is it doing it again? I got a number. I got a number in my head, and it'll be the combo breaker. We've been going back and forth between 7.8 and 8.1. Soft side is a determiner right here. Oh, there are spots where the traction just stops. Like you just don't have any. It is not. Oh, come on. Oh, I saw it. I can almost feel it. I can almost feel it. Oh. Okay, now we're on the other side. Okay, so you can do that side, but that doesn't help you out. You're coughing up some tenths if you can't pull this side, and they just don't have it. Honestly, on that first side, the initial approach at the third here, it was okay. It was going to be the highest score these have seen. Yeah, it just funnels. All right. It is still a combo breaker. It's just not the combo breaker that we'd kind of hoped for. Coming sideways. Let's look at the bump. Oh, that was that. You know what? If I'd stayed in that throttle, that's not bad. Oh, get a real bump on it. Ooh, yeah, it stays pretty flat. How about the fallback? Oh. That's not bad. That is the best thing it's done today. Did I write down? I did not. Dang it. Okay. Before we self-write, Oblivion was again a 7.8. Daphne's third, I was going to go like 8.4, but then he failed to do the other side. But he didn't like flip over backwards. So we're going to go 7.8 on that again. And then on the bump, I'm going to do like an 8.4. That's the real combo breaker. So self-right, and then we've got superficial surface transition, and then we got wet. And I feel like he's going to pull a 5 in the wet. I don't feel like, or maybe maybe it has so low traction that it won't even care. These should be easy to flop. That's not bad. That's not bad. Bump's pretty good. Self-right's pretty good. Hey, we did the two styles there. We did a steer to the sky. We did a steer to the ground. We'll do a steer to the ground again. Okay. There. is your definitive combo breaker. I'm gonna go. That's correct. I couldn't decide. That's a 9.3. That's pretty good. Maybe Jolikar, fake KLR. Maybe this is a trail tire. We're gonna see. We're gonna see what does it do in the wet and what does it do in the mud. So, I mean, it's pointless to try to skirt around this. When I say that Baseline works for a living, that is not lip service. He works for a living. Is that gonna pull? Too firm? Is that gonna pull? Too firm? All right, that's not bad. I don't expect them to have the grunt. Now, I do expect them to have this grunt. To pull that steeper ledge. I kind of wanted to get a look. Yeah, they throw. All right. So the compound, we had that little bit of tack. Felt like a little bit of tack on the inside. They are not. The compound is not soft nor sticky enough to hold on to anything. So I go through. Look at the back of the front tire there. It's clean. Even when we go for a real muddy mess. This is the thing. Here we go. Double-edged sword, as sharp as we can hone it. We've given up traction due to the compound, due to whatever. But they don't load, and I get them nice and mucky. And if I cut back here, we cut back. Have we found a serviceable trail tire? Because that was good. That was good. The worse the conditions are, the better this gets. Feels more stable. They just don't load. I got the rears reasonably loaded during that. You go through a little bit of water and they are clean again. So now I don't think that we are looking at a 5. I think it is a woefully imperfect tire. But I also know that there are folks out there that take these things out on trail runs and they drive like 5 kilometers in a day. This might not be a bad tire for that. In terms of rock crawling, I would advise against. But yeah, this transition stuff, I was trying to get that rear to kind of bite up across, get that front over, try to slide the front end, trying to pull that rear with us. I said, pull that rear with us. Yeah. Oh. The muckier it gets, the better they get. I don't know. I mean, is that worth anything? I don't know. We're gonna see how he does on straight up wet, and then we're gonna do some math. What did I? Oh, hey, what would I say? That service, that was nearly as good. And mind you, this is Junkview scoring, not Quickview scoring. But that's super. I'm gonna go 9-0. I'm gonna go 9-0 on that. We've got camera 2 in nice and tight as I anticipate some wheel spin. With very few exceptions. We're not gonna see more grip wet than dry. I will say this. Oh, that was a nice drop back. I have to use more steering input to keep him centered. Oh. Yeah. Holds. Oh. Oh, I don't know. Show. Yeah, this section. Okay. Let me see if I can hit it. Yeah. trying to find a throttle point where these will actually do the thing. Like, I have almost no, I'm on cruise control right now. I have almost no fine control. Come back a little bit. By the way, I may have neglected in the past to mention the overwhelming and powerful utility often overlooked in cruise control. If you have a combo in your vehicle that lacks the power to drag brake you, if you don't have an electronic anchor, what you can do is, using the VR knob, you can dial your cruise control. Let me see if we can exhibit right here. We'll dial our cruise control to like plus 12. So like 12% throttle input. So say we were approaching something like this and it's a position where we slide back. This is a Fusion SE and here it's not going to slide back. So 12 is just enough to rotate the tires. So we'd be giving it throttle, and then when we let go of the throttle, it's not just drag brake, it's the tiniest little bit of forward throttle. It's like drag brake plus. Here's the thing. Here's what I notice about wet versus just muddy. Well, it's bad. But, I mean, we got to go pure score here. We're going to pull 5. We're going to pull 5. But, like, it's not absolutely hopeless, because we can do this. And look, we have seen tires in the past that get to right there and just go, but faster than that. I have to use throttle because these will actually hold. If he can use throttle to get above that top lip, I'll give it a 7.5. He'll manage to have done it. Problem is, right there, no, wow, that was a big drop. Come on, pick up your score. Jolikar, it's your score. Pick it up. I'm at like 80% throttle right now. You just can't do it. He just can't do it. And that means but one thing. And as we uncap the pen, I think most of us here know what it means. So as I mentioned, or if not mentioned, at least alluded to, I had a number in my head. Maybe I didn't. 79. I said 79. The aggregate score for the Jolikar, 79.1. And he did it in such a way that I could never have anticipated. I mean, a 5 on wet is going to kill you, but I certainly didn't see the 9.3 self-right coming, or the ability on dirt and a little bit of rock buried in the dirt. I think this tire will be phenomenally slow wearing. So in terms of and I know this has kind of become a industry buzzword for cannot do the thing, because if we want to build in an excuse for why our product is bleep, we just call it insert trail here, trail truck, trail tire, trail this. It's for the trail because it can't climb rocks. These tires can't really climb rocks. A 79 is an F in rock crawling terms. In Junkview scoring, it's somewhere in the middle of the pack. It's definitely not going to break out of a Junkview and into a quick view scored tire. It's not going to get into a recommendation as a rock crawling tire. I do think that if you are looking for a tire that is not for rock crawling, if you are a person who trails and puts on miles, if you've got a 5,000 pack sitting like between the rear wheels back there where they love to put big 5,000 packs, this tire will probably work for you. I think they will wear tremendously slowly. I think you're going to have to throw the foams away anyway. Put in a silicone, put in something. So a soft recommend if you never intend to rock crawl them. If you intend to, or just the very, like, imagine that all the spots out here that are brown are dirt instead of rock. And then there's rocks sticking out of the dirt and not the opposite here. We've got a little bit of dirt with a lot of rocks. If you have a lot of bit of dirt with a little bit of rocks, probably okay. Because I could understand why if you're more of a, I don't want to say trailer, that sounds weird. If you're more the trailing type, you might not want the thin sidewall of a fake tusk. You might not want the look of a mini pin. You want a tire. 26 bucks a set. It's not bad. It's a 79.1, but I don't think it's a fully indicative 79.1 because it self-rights well, it bumps straight, it does well on surface superficial transition, particularly if it's doing more dirt, mud, watery stuff. They don't load up, they clear pretty well. There are recommendations hiding here for a tire that is relatively feckless at crawling rocks. But sometimes not everything is black and white. I mean, there is. Don't rock crawl it. It's not a good rock crawling tire. There are tires at the exact same price point that will beat it. But if I was building a vehicle exclusively to trail, fitted with Class 2 tires, I would take this, believe it or not, I'm walking on air, I would take this over the Fusk or the mini pin. Would I take it over a Swamp Claw, though? Oh, God, I forgot about the Swamp Claw. No. Just buy the Swamp Claws. Jolikar, what could have been? Your mother said, but we've got Swamp Claws at home. That's the Jolikar. If you're really crazy about the KLR tread pattern look, but you don't want to pay the money for KLR tread pattern money, and you're sticking exclusively to dirt, maybe you've got a crawler / basher, maybe you've put a 5,000 kV motor in there, and you're great, probably for you. I was trying, I don't know if it was overwhelmingly apparent, I feel like it was in my head. I was trying to find a way to recommend these to somebody. They're not abject failures. A tire that gets a 79.1 but still has a 9.3 in there somewhere means it's at least good at something. It's not a complete failure. The Jolikar treated me well because I wanted a Junkview, and by gum, we got one. And it was also not horrible awful. It was also not great. But it was great at some things. I don't know. The Jolikar is a mystery, truly. So take away from it what you will. Even if I don't explicitly recommend a product, I will put it in the affiliate links below, because who am I to tell you to buy something or not buy something? You make that decision on your own. And then you might find out, you'll buy it, and you'll be like, that dude was wrong. This product is either better or worse than he said. Hey, what are you going to do? Sometimes that's the thing that happens. Thank you so much for joining me. It was nice to get out and wheel, even though it is still a little moist. But the Jolikar surprised and delighted. And I got to say, Jolikar, because it should give you a ticket and tell you your fortune. Wait, that's Zoltan. Zoltar? Close enough. I do hope you tune in for whatever we got coming up next. I thank you so much for watching this one. I invite you one and all to do your very best in between now and when we meet again, to do your very best. Have a good one, everybody. We'll see you next time here from the Canyon. Yeah, I think Jolikar, I wanted to get one more in. I think we've covered it. We will catch you in the next one.